to 5-Star Conversations pop-up combo. This live is just going to be a little bit more in support of of the recent episode that is loading now as we speak, which is what community should I join? What networking group should I come in contact with and should I join? Which networking group? Which events should you invest your time, energy, and money to go on or to go to? Which organization should you put your time into? These are all incredible questions that we find ourselves asking if you are a person who wants to make a big difference and an impact, wants to connect into community, and wants to grow as an individual. Let's just go ahead and put that right on out there. Let's just put the big obvious stamp on it, because you're only going to be able to grow in relation to how you see yourself. And you're only going to be able to grow to the degree which you can work through issues with other human beings, period. So that being the case, it is essential for you to get into a group of people and create a people love to call it a tribe. And I hope that that's not offensive to my indigenous familia. I believe it's coming from the right place. However, if you are indigenous and you're watching this and you have a different take on that, please drop it in the comments. So actually, I do want to know, so please share with me in the comments, what is your definition of community? Do you feel like you are a part of a community right now? Are you a part of several? What makes a well-balanced community for you? These are questions I would love to hear your responses to. What constitutes community for you? Or do you feel like you're a part of one? Or do you feel connected into your local community enough? These are all great questions that I would love for you to ask yourself, but I also would love to hear respect for your neighbors. Absolutely. Yes, I absolutely agree with that. And here's the thing, is that what does respect for your neighbors even look like if you don't really talk to your neighbors? I think that's a big problem that we really have here in America today, is that we don't know our neighbors. We haven't taken the time to get to know each other. Hey, what's happening? Hello. But these are important conversations for us to have, because here's the part of community that people don't get and people don't like to talk about. And the part of community that people don't, absolutely. The part of community that people don't talk about is that the responsibility isn't on everyone else in the community, and you're just supposed to waltz in and have everything handed to you on a silver platter. That's not how community works. People, when you're not healed, when you're having issues on the inside and you're not healed, then everybody's actions are a trigger to you. And they're a trigger to you. Well, I went there and they didn't. I'll tell you a story about my grandma that threw me for a loop to really drive this point home. Okay. But it was actually pretty hilarious, but it was kind of sad too. I remember I was with my grandma, and my grandma was upset because, thank you so much, Comet Candles, for your conversation and for your engagement. I appreciate it. One of the greatest commandments to love each other as yourself. I agree, but Comet Candles here, let me ask you this question. What does that mean for a society of people who don't love themselves? You know what I'm saying? Like, When a commandment is requesting and requiring you to love people like you love yourself, but you realize that you are not loved or that you don't love yourself, it's going to make it hard for you to, we are loving each other in a lot of ways in the society. We are loving each other the way that we love ourselves. Problem is, a lot of people don't. Oh, you're obviously a troll because this is. Huh? Are you Baldy? But hey, if I was interested, hurt that boo. Anyway, just for that break there. But when it comes to community, it's not just about what you can get from the community. It's not just about what people can give you. It must be about what you can give to. You know, what's his name? You know, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Now, of course, you know, nobody wants to hear that right now. Nobody wants to hear that right now as far as our country is concerned, but we have to think like that about our community now, okay? We have to think about that. Oh, you're my number 2 fan, Haywood Pittman. Thank you. Thank you. You have to figure out, okay, here's what we have today that may not have been present before, okay? Let me see here, hold on. We'll go down. Yeah, here's what we have today that may not have been present before, okay? And that is, we have today, we have the luxury of choosing who we want to be around. Like, that is the real freedom. Quiet as it's kept, that's the real gag. Quiet as it's kept, that is the real, that's the hack. And that's what has been out of our reach for very long until recently. And now we have the opportunity to choose who we spend time with. But that's a responsibility. It's an opportunity and a responsibility. Why? Because when we take responsibility, we can't blame anybody else for the way our life turns out. So much easier. What are you talking about? So, hey, what? Is that all you? This is all me. Everything. Except my eyelashes. Those are not all me, and they're all crooked right now. But anyways, listen, my point is that it's distracting to walk with. It's kind of distracting to walk like this, huh? But I love this gimbal that I am using. I'll have the information in the show notes, but to where you can get one too on TikTok Shop. But anyways, long story short, it's not just about what you're getting out of a community. It's about what you're putting into it. So make sure that you're intentional. If you're just joining communities, networking groups just to try to get business, that is the worst approach. Please don't do that to yourself. Do not stress yourself out that way, and do not make it an awkward situation for everyone. There's nothing I hate worse. There's nothing that I hate worse than thinking that someone is connecting with me and then come to find out they just want to offer me, they just want me in their multi-level marketing scheme. I'm like, no. That's why I couldn't do that, because I am a person who sees the opportunity in everything. So I'm going to be that person, if I'm doing network marketing, that's going to tell you you need it, because you do. But if it's not something that I could really have conviction in, And I'm kind of like, I like to use the power of persuasion a little bit better. So that's why I feel like instead of sales for me, marketing and advertising, I'd rather persuade and move a large group of people in the right direction than do sales. But also, sales is, for the right thing, for the right product. Yes, I will sell. And that's why I don't want to do anything that, who's a good customer, anyone that has skin. Like, I don't want to sell those types of products. Okay. And the reason I'm going into this part is because community. Okay. I don't want to be in a community, or I don't want to have a business where I just see that everyone really needs this. And I mean, because everyone really needs a lot, but just because everyone needs it doesn't mean that it's everyone's priority. And I'm not one to rob Peter to pay Paul. You see what I'm saying? So that's another reason why one of the things that you want to do is make sure that you're selling to people that have resources, But that's not the reason that you get involved in certain communities. Find the communities of people that you really resonate with. And here is the kicker. It can't be people that you resonate with that aren't headed in the same direction as you. That it cannot be. It has to actually be you heading in the direction of your highest self. And those people, those are the people that you want to be with and that you want to be around. You see what I'm saying? So that's just all there really is to it. And you want to be around people that you want to be around for the sake of the enjoyment of each other's company, not what you can get from them or vice versa. So what does that all tell you? It tells you that takes time. It tells you that there is a time frame involved with this conversation, and that it's not going to happen overnight. That's why you being brutally honest with yourself about what you love is so imperative to your success. You have to be connected into places that you are yourself. If you're hanging out here, there, and the third because you feel like it's popular, or people feel like it's popular, or you feel like that's where the money's at, or whatever, if that's your only reason for doing it, and you're having a time, that's so good. I'm going to go to TikTok to talk more about that right now. Follow me on TikTok. And let me know, what are the communities that you like, or what kind of communities would you like to see in person, etc. Let's talk about it. Peace. Have a great day and happy Labor Day.